Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Maria Rowena Luna Rabe from SMP Negeri 20. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today? I hope you're all fine. Today, we are going to have chapter 4 of your book, which is Be Healthy, Be Happy. We are going to talk about different information that we can find on labels. And these are the things that we are going to study today. These are the things that we are hoping to achieve today. One, which is mengidentifikasi berbagai informasi yang tertera di label, obat, makanan, atau minuman. Two, menganalisis unsur kebahasaan dari contoh presentasi tentang obat, minuman, makanan, atau minuman. Before we start our lesson, I would like to ask you, who can tell me what labels are? Okay, very good. A label is a piece of paper attached to something to give information. You usually find labels on medicines, food, or drinks. Labels on medicine products give information to ensure safety so that the medicine can be used according to its intended function, while labels on food and drinks give information about the nutrition and ingredients contained in the product. So after this lesson, I do hope that you will always read the labels on food and medicine that you are going to drink or eat. In this chapter, we will learn to read the labels on the packaging of foods, drinks, and medicines, and learn the importance to choose healthy and safe products, to avoid harmful effects, and to get the best results. There are many things we have to pay attention with regards to label. 1 is the name of the product. 2, the description about the product. 3, the content or amount of the product in the package. And 4, the ingredients of the product. Can you repeat what I just said regarding the things that we have to pay attention about labels? Who would like to try? I'll give you some time to think. Okay, yes, I will repeat that. Many things that we have to pay attention to labels are 1, the things that we have to pay attention with regards to labels are 1, the name of the product. You have to read the name of the name that is found in the label. 2, the description about the product. 3, the content or amount of the product in the package. And 4, the ingredients of the product. In this chapter, it is hoped that we will learn to choose healthy and safe products to avoid harmful effects and to get the best results. So, I do appreciate it if you will really try to understand what we are going to do today in this chapter. Before we go any further, I am going to give you the instructions here first. I am going to present 2 kinds of labels, Pinux and Cipalas. They are medicines, and you will find different information in those labels. What I want you to do is to identify the information found in the labels and put them in the tables that I have prepared. If you find an information if the information that I'm asking for can be found in that label, put yes in the available column, while if the information is not found in the label, put no in the available column. Then write not available. It would be better if you make this on a piece of paper. Here we have a children's cough syrup. It is called Phenox or Phenox. Below you can find a label where I give facts, and then I'm asking you, is it available or not? And then which part of the label is that? If it's available, then write what statement is on the label that will prove that that kind of information can be found in that label. For example, the drug. What is that? The drug, yes, it is a children's cough syrup. And then for description, is it available? Yes. Description is, it's a cough mixture of formula 440. And then the content amount, is it available or not? Yes, it is. You can find 75 milliliters. It is written on the label. And then the use for that, is it found there? I think it's supposed to be a yes. Why? What do you think? Yes. The use is, it's a children's cough syrup. So I think the drug and the use is the same. I'm sorry. The drug and the use are the same. Going further, direction for use and dosage, is it found there? Is it? It is written here, yes. Use medicine according to physician instructions. I think it's at the back of the label. So the one that you find on the screen is not complete. And then directions for storage, not directions to store, cannot be found on the slide, but maybe it is at the back of the label. It says, yes, keep it in moderate temperature and keep away from children. And then after that, expiration date, maybe it was not there. So it is written as no, not available. Now, do you have any idea what you're going to do in the next slides? I'm going to give you some time to read this part first. I'm going to stop here for a while. Okay? So, can we go on with the next slide? Okay. And another one is an example of a label again for medicine. It is an acetaminophen. And what do you think? Is it for children or for adults? Okay. So I have here a table for the second medicine that I gave you, which is Cipalas, if I'm not mistaken. So I would like you to copy this on a piece of paper, and then I'm going to go back to the slide before this, try to answer or try to write or try to determine if it is available, if the information asked here can be found in the label. For example, drug, it is available. It is written acetaminophen liquid. I suppose this should be the title, not the drug. This should be placed in content amount. I'm sorry, but since it is here, so we'll just accept it as it is. So I'll give you some time to copy this, and then after that I'm going to go back to the slide before this for you to be able to see the information that is asked. Okay, so I will go back to the slide before this now. Try to make a copy of the same table because you are going to use that to identify the facts about two medicines that I'm going to show you again. One is Anidan and the other one is Sina Spritz. Try to identify the facts that you find on the labels for the two medicines. Here are the two medicines that I have mentioned a while ago. One, Anidan paracetamol tablets, and two, Sina Spritz instant hand degermer, whatever that means. Try to look for that in the dictionary. You're supposed to bring that every time. I'm going to give you some time. Here, I have told you before, you are going to put or identify the information that you find here and write yes or no if you find that information, that particular information in these labels. Write yes if it is there and no if it is not there, and try to identify which part of the label proves that that part is in it. Like there's one writing there, drugs. You're supposed to say paracetamol tablets, right, for Anidan. And for Sina Spritz, it's an instant hand degermer. And then another one would be content. Content for Anidan is paracetamol, pH euro, 500 milligrams. And for Sina Spritz, it's 40 fluid ounce or 118 milliliters. Now, those two information are there, so you have to put yes for the content. Okay, I'm going to give you some time for this. Okay. Try to complete the tables, yes? Okay? How many minutes do you need for this? I'll give you 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes for this. Okay, can we go further? Actually, this part of the slide will be for the next meeting, because here I am asking you to present or practice presenting the information that you find in the label orally. So I'll just give it to you today. Before that, I would like to remind you that a label is a written word and therefore uses the rules of written English. And to present it orally, you need to use the rules of spoken English. In the next slide, I'm going to show you how Edo and City present the analysis of the labels for Pinox and Sipalas in front of the class. Now, maybe it would be better if you look closely at the differences between the written version and the oral version to state the facts. Remember, this part will be for the next meeting, not today. For today, for the meeting before next week, we are just supposed to write the information that we find on labels in a table. So actually, the first meeting stops here. This is for the second meeting. Okay? Now, after maybe after reading or after studying closely how Edo and City present the analysis of the labels of Phoenix and Sipalas, I would like to ask you to practice presenting the information in the label orally. And this again will be for the next meeting, not for the meeting next week, but for the meeting week after that. You are going to be given an example, so I'm going to ask you to study it first. As I have told you earlier, here is an example of how the information that you have written on the table that I gave you a while ago will be presented orally. Let's read. Follow me. Okay? For the drug, you say the drug is children's cough syrup because in the table it is said that it is children's cough syrup. For the description, you say it is cough mixture of formula 440. In the table, you only wrote cough mixture of formula 440. So before that information, you put it is in front of it. For content and amount, the package contains is added before the information about the content or amount, which is 70 milliliters of cough syrup. So you say the package contains 70 milliliters of cough syrup. While for the use or uses, there is no information about the uses of the drug if the answer is no. So you say there is no information about what. If in the case there is no content or amount, you say there is no information about the content or amount. Or if there is no description, you say there is no information about the description of the drug, and so on. While for directions to use and dosage, you say orally, these are the directions and the dosages to use the drug. 1. Use medicine according to physician's instruction. 2. There is no information about the dosage. Okay? For directions to store or how you store it, these are the directions to store the drug. 1. Keep it in moderate temperature. 2. Keep away from children. So try to pay attention to the bold lettered words. And for the expiration date, there is no information about the expiration date if it was not written there, but usually there is. So don't buy anything that doesn't have any expiration date on the label because it is not safe. So I do hope that you understand what you are supposed to do 2 weeks from now. If I ask you to present the information that you find in the table in front of the class. Okay, do you need some time to copy this? I'll give you some time for that. 2 minutes is enough? Then 2 minutes it is. Okay then, time is enough for that. We'll go on to the next slide. In the next slide, you will find another example of how the information you have written on the table can be presented orally. So let's go to the next slide then. Okay, would you like to read after me or repeat after me? Then let's go. For the drug, you say the drug is children's acetaminophen liquid. So this is for the Cipalas, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? I do hope so. Okay. Again, I'm going to remind you that these are the information that you have written on the table. You are just writing it in sentence form for you not to find difficulty when you have to present it orally in class. Next, description. It is pain reliever, fever reducer, alcohol-free, aspirin-free, and sugar-free. For content or amount, the package contains 473 milliliters or 1 pint. Uses: the drug is used to relieve minor aches and pains due to the common cold, flu, headache, sore throat, and toothache. It also temporarily reduces fever. And these are the directions and the dosage to use the drug. 1. Do not take more than directed. See overdoses warning. 2. If needed, repeat dose every 4 hours or as directed by a doctor. So you have to drink the drug or you have to drink the medicine every 4 hours unless it is directed by the doctor otherwise. 3. Do not give more than 5 doses in 24 hours. So you're not supposed to drink that more than 5 times in one day. And then for directions to use and dosage, So these are the directions and the dosage to use the drug is supposed to be in the directions to use and dosage. So where were we? Okay, for number 4, children under 2 years or under 24 pounds should only be given 1 teaspoonful, which is 5 milliliters. 5. Children 2 to 3 years or 24 to 35 pounds should only be given 1.5 teaspoonful or 7.5 milliliters. I'm having difficulty reading this because it is too small. 6. Children 4 to 5 years or 36 to 47 pounds should only be given 2 teaspoonfuls or 10 milliliters. That is very important, yeah? So don't ever not read those parts in a label for medicines especially. And for directions to store or how you store this, there is only one direction to store the drug, which is keep out of reach of children. And for the expiration date, there is no information about the expiration date. Again, don't buy anything which has no expiration date written on the label because it might be the case that it has expired, and that will be very dangerous for you. Remember that. Okay? So, do you have any idea now how you are supposed to present the information that you have written on the table? I do hope so. Do you need some more time for this? I'm going to give you 1 minute. Maybe just try to take a picture of that and write it on a piece of paper. Okay, time is up. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, thank you. Now, using the examples that I have given you before, I would like you to practice presenting the labels for Anidan and Sina Spritz in front of the class 2 weeks from now. Remember that, 2 weeks from now, not today. But I'm just going to give you the slides for that. Sorry for a while. Sorry. Use the presentation guide below to guide you to do the task, which is in the next slide. So these are the 2 labels that you are going to that you are going to use for your presentation 2 weeks from now. So just prepare the tables first for this, and after that, look at the examples that I have given you, how you are supposed to present them or present the information in oral form. Okay, try to just take a picture of this because I'm going to the next slide because it is too late now. It's almost 1 in the morning. Okay, 1 minute more for this. Okay, now here is the table that you are going to use for the 2 medicines that I have given you before this slide. Anidan and Sina Spritz, right? If I'm not mistaken. So facts for the drug. What is the information given? So you start the statement about the facts by saying for the drug is. While for the description, you say the drug is. For content amount, you say the package contains. And for the use or uses, the drug is used to cure what? For directions to use and dosage, you say these are the direction and the dosage to use the drug. Write the information that you have written in your table. And then for directions to store, these are the directions to store the drug. And last, for the expiration date, you say the drug must not be used from what date, or if the information is not given, you say no date is available in the label. Again, I remind you not to buy those kinds of medicine or food because that will be very dangerous for you. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Alhamdulillah, we are now in the last part of our slide. In a little while, we are going to go to bed. So, I would like to ask you, how did you find the activity the activities that I have presented to you in this slide? Yes, it is very long, but I have told you, and I'm going to tell you time and again, this slide or this presentation is for 3 meetings, not for 1 meeting. So take your time And I do hope that you have enjoyed the slides, you have enjoyed the presentation, and I do hope that you also you are also going to find joy in making the tasks that I have prepared for you in the slides. Remember, this presentation is for 3 meetings, not for one sitting, not for one meeting. Okay. After this, it is time for us now to reflect on what we have learned today, or in the slide at least, by completing the statements in the box that I'm going to give you in the next slide. So prepare your paper, pen and paper. Okay, let's go to the next slide now. Alhamdulillah, this is the last part of our lesson for today, which is reflection. Now, I would like you to write the things that you find on the small board in front of you, and I'll read it for you. Now I know that when we buy a medicine, it is very important to read the facts about the medicine on the label very carefully. Remember that. You are supposed to read everything before you put it in your mouth. And then, on the label, we know from different kinds of information, from the label, it's supposed to be from the label, we know different kinds of information such as, so what do you find in the label? One is drugs, or the name of the drug, or what it is for. And then 2, content. 3, another one is expiration date. And 4, storage. What else? Can you tell me? Okay, you're supposed to know that by now. You try to remember that every time. And lastly, I have learned many new words, such as, or that is. Here you write the new words that you have met in the slides that I have just presented to you. Okay, have you done that? Alhamdulillah, I think we are going to part in this part now, because it is time for me to sleep now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I do hope you have a very nice day tomorrow. And then I do hope that you find this slide very interesting. Now I'm also finding this very exciting. Okay, so we go to the next slide now. So these are the sources that I have used in my slides. Okay. Till we meet again in my next presentation. And I should say good night or good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for watching this presentation. I do hope you find it very interesting and very, very fill in the blanks. Okay, bye-bye. See you next time. Okay, we meet again. How did you find the lesson for today? Was it exciting? Did you learn anything new? Okay, can you tell me what you learned today? Yes, that's good. Now, I'm going to make another video for you tomorrow, so don't forget to follow me. Okay, I'll end the session here by saying Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.